Well, welcome. Turn a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Uh, Shit's getting wild in the world, man. Um, I am inked 1776, and maybe a little bit of stuff going on here in the U.S. Definitely don't want to mess around Canada, I'll tell you that. But let's get this going. As you can tell, I got the Cash App down at the bottom. Go ahead and drop a like, drop a sub, come back and chill. If you want the panel, if you want to come up, we can get you the link and we'll get her going. So, let's check out this breaking news going on. Uh,
October the 7th is precisely the work that Israel has been carrying out in places like Lebanon and other parts of the Middle East to severely destroy Hezbollah's leadership and even the top infrastructure. Hamas has been so devastated by the war in Gaza. What are the possible allies, or, and I'm thinking of the Houthis, what are the possible repercussions to this attack tonight?
So as you mentioned, Iran used to be much more powerful. It had a network of allies. But in some ways, this attack that we're seeing now with Israel and the United States both fighting against Iran, both acting militarily, is revenge for October 7th. Because although there's been no evidence that Iran was involved in organizing that attack that killed so many here in Israel and led Israel to launch a war in Gaza that is still ongoing and has devastated Gaza, Iran supported Hamas for many years. Hamas was one of its proxies that it sent weapons to and it defended. Now, after that attack, Israel went after Hamas, went after the Hezbollah group in Lebanon. Both of these were seen as potential threats. As Courtney was saying, this attack is not something that Israel just woke up and started thinking about today. This is something that Prime Minister Netanyahu has talked about doing for many years, has been encouraging the United States to do for many years. It appears that it has now just happened. And Iran is not in the same position to respond as it did before. It does not have Hamas the same way. It's still there, much diminished. Hezbollah is not really a threat. And Iran itself is not as powerful as it used to be because, at least for the last week, it has been systematically attacked. The militias to watch are primarily at this stage the Houthis and different militias in Iraq, where they still have a considerable amount of strength and a considerable amount of influence in society. I think that's why we've also seen recent steps to increase security and take personnel out of the embassy and diplomatic facilities in Iraq.
And so, Richard, just to kind of recap the significance, importance, grave importance of what happened just a little while ago for us here at this side of the world. It seems things are so distant to many of us, but what's happening very close to where you are is having a direct impact on us here. Now, Israel has been involved in a very hot war with Iran for a week now. That back and forth has slowed down just tonight?
To a degree, it has. Now, we don't know what is going to come now in the immediate aftermath of this attack, but the U.S. has also been putting so much firepower in the region. I think the message has gotten very clear to Iran that if it does respond against American bases, or it responds in a new way against Israel, in a more forceful way, now with extra American firepower in the region and an apparent willingness by President Trump to use it, then the Iranians certainly will have to think twice and three times and four times about how they respond. So we might see an immediate response. It will be very difficult for Iran to sit back and do nothing. But a lot of steel have been put around Iran. A lot of ships, a lot of planes. They have military bases. They are very much in the crosshairs and have already been under attack for the last week straight against the leadership. Some reporting that the supreme leader already considering a succession plan, looking at other leaders around him who could potentially replace him should he be assassinated. There's been open talk here in Israel calling for his assassination, and not just from people on the street, including the defense minister that has been eliminated. So there's still leadership crisis in Iran right now. The U.S. just attacked potentially with these enormous bunker busters that only the U.S. changing the regime, and that
So, what I'm getting from this is we've joined the war, basically, and shit's about to get real. I really don't want the U.S. to get involved with any of this shit, but Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. That's the first thing. But on the other hand, Israel's not doing so great themselves. I feel like Iran's getting backed into a corner, to be honest, and that's not good for the Middle East or the world, to be honest. Definitely don't want to see gas prices shoot up. Definitely don't want to see that. Need to keep that straight open. Just so much. But it seems like we started bombing their nuclear sites with our B2s, so this could be an interesting turn of events for the next week or two.
I go back to the White House, Von Hilliard. Von, we have some information that the president is going to be having some statement.
Strikes on these three nuclear facilities is announcing that at 10 p.m. Eastern time, that is about an hour and a half from now, that he will not post, making it clear that this was historic. The troops have been removed from Iran. There are the questions, of course, as you, Courtney, and Richard were just discussing about what the response is from Iran from here. Of course, when you're looking at the decision of this president yesterday, I was on the tarmac, is headed to Jersey Golf Club, and I asked him the very question when the Iranian foreign minister just yesterday afternoon in an exclusive interview with our and said that the best way to move forward with potential nuclear negotiations between Iran and the United States call up Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. I asked the president if it's hard to do this, foreshadowing, you could suggest, that 24 hours later, he returned here to the White House, was in the West Wing for about an hour's time before the social media post went out here. So, of course, we will expect to hear from the president about the decision and the calculus to go forward with this. As we were discussing, Jose, his own intelligence community, director of national.
So I'm gonna watch this back. I'm gonna see how it looked, see what I need to do, see what I need to change. 12 minutes. Yeah, we'll see. Appreciate it. Drop a like, throw a sub, see what's good. Be back next time. Try and get this lag issue dealt with. See ya.